The first time Amara argued with Midnight Truth, it was under a post that had no business being so confident. If someone truly loves you, they'll never walk away. Amara stared at the sentence for a long moment, then scoffed. Her fingers moved before she could stop herself. Amara writes, "That's not true. People walk away even when they love you. Sometimes love isn't enough." Within seconds, a reply appeared. Midnight Truth. Sounds like something people say to excuse giving up. Her chest tightened. Amara writes, or something people learn after being abandoned. The likes surged, replies stacked, strangers began choosing sides. But Midnight Truth didn't back down. Midnight Truth. Or maybe you just loved the wrong person. Amara stared at the screen longer than she meant to. That was how it started. They found each other everywhere after that, under posts about heartbreak, marriage, cheating, soulmates, always disagreeing, always sharp, always honest. Midnight Truth was confident to the point of irritation, philosophical in a way that felt earned rather than rehearsed. Amara was emotional, articulate, and unafraid to say the quiet parts out loud. Their arguments became a spectacle. "Waiting for Amara and Midnight Truth," people commented. "Enemies to lovers energy," others joked. She rolled her eyes every time she saw it, as if love could grow out of comments and usernames, as if she'd ever let that happen again. In real life, Amara avoided confrontation. She worked as a junior content editor at a digital media company, polishing other people's words while her own stories remained hidden in drafts and half-finished documents. On a Monday morning, thick with deadlines, she walked into the office balancing coffee and her phone. "Morning, Amara." She looked up and nearly dropped the cup. Ethan Cole, the new senior strategist, confident, precise, the kind of man who spoke like he expected to be listened to, the kind of man who corrected her in meetings. "That angle won't resonate," he'd said once, dismissing her suggestion without malice, but without softness either. She smiled tightly. "I disagree." He'd raised an eyebrow. "You're allowed to." From then on, tension followed them. They disagreed openly, challenged each other constantly, avoided eye contact whenever possible. "You two need to either fight or fall in love," a coworker joked. Amara laughed it off. She had no idea how close that joke cut. Online, the tone began to change. The argument slowed, deepened. Late one night, under a post about closure, Amara typed, "Amara writes, closure matters. It helps you heal." Midnight Truth replied, minutes later, "Midnight Truth, closure is something we give ourselves. People don't always owe us answers." Amara writes, "Easy to say when you've never been left without them." A pause. Then, "Midnight Truth, or maybe I learned how to survive without them." Her chest softened. For the first time, she didn't reply immediately. At work, something shifted too. One evening, a deadline crisis left only Amara and Ethan in the office. The city outside the windows dimmed into reflection. "You're wrong about the headline," Ethan said without looking up. She sighed. "You always think I'm wrong." He glanced at her. "No, I think you care. That makes you brave." The compliment caught her off guard. "That's new," she said. "People surprise you," he replied. They worked in silence after that, comfortable, unforced. Before leaving, she asked quietly, "Why do you argue so much?" He hesitated. "Maybe I'm better at debating than admitting how I feel." She nodded, understanding more than she said. That night, Midnight Truth didn't comment. For the first time in months, Amara checked her phone more often than she wanted to admit. Nothing. The next evening, she posted something personal. Amara writes, "Sometimes the people who challenge us the most are the ones who see us most clearly, and that's terrifying." The reply came quickly. Midnight Truth, or exhilarating. Her breath caught. Amara writes, "Do you ever wonder who you're arguing with?" Midnight Truth, "All the time." At Amara writes, "Would you want to know?" 3 dots appeared, stopped, then, "At Midnight Truth, I'm not sure we'd like each other." Her trembling fingers wrote, "What if we already do?" No reply. The next morning, Ethan avoided her. No debates, no corrections, just distance. It unsettled her more than their arguments ever had. At lunch, her phone buzzed. A private message. "Midnight Truth. If we met in real life, I think we'd clash." Her heart raced. She typed back slowly. Amara writes, "Maybe, or maybe we already have." Across the office, Ethan looked up from his desk. Their eyes met. Realization slammed into her. The timing, the phrasing, the voice she'd imagined behind the words. Her phone buzzed again. "Midnight Truth. Amara." She stood. Ethan stood too. "Your midnight truth," she whispered. He exhaled, the truth settling between them. "And your Amara writes." Silence stretched. Then she laughed, soft, incredulous. "All this time," she said, "I couldn't stand you." He smiled. "Same." They didn't fall into each other's arms. They grew cautious instead. At work, they kept their distance. Online, the comments grew quieter. Until one day, Amara saw it. A viral post. "Is it wise to date someone you work with?" The top comment stopped her cold. "At Midnight Truth. Sometimes walking away is the smartest thing you can do." She didn't reply. 2 days later, Ethan requested a departmental transfer. Different floor, different team, distance. Amara told herself she understood. Still, it hurt. She logged out that night, wrote instead. An essay about arguing with a stranger, about falling in love through words, about fear disguised as wisdom. She posted it anonymously. It went viral overnight. 3 days later, a printed copy sat on her desk, highlighted, annotated. At the bottom, a handwritten note. "Love doesn't begin when we agree. It begins when we choose to stay." Her phone buzzed. Ethan. Roof. 5 minutes. The city lights glimmered above them. "I was scared," he admitted. "Online, I was brave. In person, I didn't want to ruin what we had." She swallowed. "You almost did." "I know, but I'm choosing differently now." He stepped closer, not touching. "No usernames," he said softly. "No comment sections, just us." She searched his face. "Argue with me," she said. He smiled. "About what?" "About staying." He took her hand. "I'm not walking away." For the first time, they agreed. And this time, it wasn't a comment. It was a choice.